guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be two things. One is how to curl your hair using a flat iron, how to get curls that last over 2 to 3 days. So let's go ahead and jump in. The things you'll need, I have alligator clips in to section off my hair. You can use whatever you want, or not section it if you don't have a lot of hair, if you find it's easier just to skip that step. You'll need, I'm using the GHD Good Hair Day brand 1-inch flat iron. You'll need a hairbrush. I'm using the L'Oreal Boosted Blowout Heat Spray. It's lasting volume plus heat protection for all heat tools. It's just I use this as my heat protectant. It's for blowing out your hair, but it works just fine. It smells pretty good. And then I'm using the Living Proof Prime Style Extender. It's kind of like a cream that you put in your hair that makes your hair last longer. And then at the end, I will apply some hairspray. And that is the Sebastian Reshaper Brushable Humidity Resistant Stronghold Hairspray. So those are the three hair products I'm using. Other than that, it's just a brush and the straightener. So I'm going to go ahead and start. This is the first half I already styled. And I'm going to check in. This is Thursday afternoon. I'm going to check in on Friday afternoon. And then again on Saturday afternoon. The reason this idea came to me was because I'm going on a trip. I didn't want to bring any heat tools. I didn't want to wash my hair while I was gone because it was only 48 hours. But I did want curls the whole time, and I didn't want to have to worry, what if it looks bad? Will I have to throw my hair up at the 24-hour mark? So I wanted something that would make my hair last a long time. I started looking on YouTube for ideas, and this idea came up, so I've tried it. And because it works, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I did it. So this is all of the straight hair that I have down right now. The rest of it's all curly, so I'm going to use this section here to demonstrate how to do the technique. So I took pretty small sections because I do want this to last a long time. This is like maybe a 1-inch section, just a pretty small section. And then I'm going to take my GHD hair straightener. You can use any brand. Just make sure that when you squeeze it together, it's like rounded like this, very rounded. It's not rectangular or have like a hard ridge, because when you wrap your hair around the outside of it, you want to make sure you don't get like crimped ridges in your hair. So I always run my straightener through my hair. You don't have to run it all the way because I have a little bit of wave to my hair, and I want the top to be smoothed down and polished looking, and that's the kind of thing that a straightener does. It really smooths down the follicles up here. So, and then I close the straightener with my hair in it. I turn the straightener one full rotation, and then I toss the end up and over. And then I just slowly pull downward. If you see any smoke, it's just the hair product. But you just boil it down, and then when it falls out, you will see you have a curl. So I know that was probably fast or confusing, so I'm going to toss that behind me, and we'll do it again on the next section. So I just grab one little 1-inch section of hair. I run the straightener through it a bit towards the top just for that polished effect. And then I will close the straightener with the hair in it. I will toss this hair up and over while I rotate the straightener. And then I will pull it down. What I do is I take the section of hair. I will put the wand, close the wand up here. I will rotate it. And then I will toss the lower part of the hair, the part that's hanging down, up and over the top. And then I will just slowly, while the wand is kind of clamped together, slowly slide it down the shaft of the hair until the very end tips are through it. It will kind of fall out. And you'll see the hair comes out nice and curly, and then I just kind of twirl it in my hand to make sure that I've got all the curl I can possibly get, and then I toss it over behind my shoulder. I'm just going to do one more section at that speed for you in case this helps you. Sometimes if I'm unsure, this could be one section, but it also, I think I'm going to go ahead and make it 2 sections, because the tighter your curls, the smaller the section, the tighter the curl, the longer it lasts. So I'm taking a small section, putting this straightener down up towards the top, I'm rotating it, and then I'm tossing the ends up and over, and then I am just slowly pulling the straightener down to the end of the hair, and when it falls we should have a nice bouncy curl. And then I kind of twist it a little bit and then toss it behind me. Last section here, straightener just a little bit, clamp it down, rotate it, toss the hair up and over, slowly pull down the section. So I'm not claiming this is time saving, and I'm not claiming that it is, you know, easy, but I am saying that this is how you get long lasting curls. So there is my little bouncy curl. Twist it a little bit and toss it behind my shoulder. So as you can see, the parts that we just did, we have some nice curls. So today the curls are going to be really tight. Day one, they're more of like ringlets and tighter. You can loosen them, but the more you run your hands through it, the more you comb through it, the looser the curl is going to get, which means it may not last as long as you want. So I'm going to just kind of gather all that hair that's already done, and I'm going to pull down the next section from above, brush it out really quickly, and then grab my brush. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing to this section. So I'm just brushing it out. So you can see this is my natural hair texture. It's like kind of wavy, kind of frizzy, not so cute. So that's why I choose to run the straightener through the top first. So I'm taking a small section. I start from the back so that I can just let it fall. And I'm going to run the straightener through that section just to kind of flatten and polish the root. And then the higher that you clamp, the higher your curl's going to start, and the more spirally it's going to look, the more rotations that are going to happen in that one strand. And that means also the longer your hair is going to last. So I'm going to rotate the wand. So if you start your clamp way up here, it's going to be longer and more curl rotations. If you start it lower, your curl's just going to be at the end. So keep that in mind. And then I'm going to rotate the wand, and then I'm going to toss the hair up and over and slowly pull it down the shaft. And the slower you move, the higher the heat, the more your curl's going to last. So things to keep in mind: smaller sections, start higher up, higher heat, and keep it on longer. You know, you want to use as minimal heat as you can. See how curly that is? So that you don't fry your hair unnecessarily. But I like to use a little bit of a higher heat just so that it will actually stay. And also this GHD straightener does not have heat settings, so it's on or off, that's it. I'm starting from the top, straightening just a little bit, then I'm going to clamp it, rotate it, toss the hair up and over, and then slowly pull it down. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to do this, and I'll show you guys a little bit here and there as I finish this up, and then I'll check in over the next couple of days. Making good progress. I have one little section up here, and I saved a couple of pieces from this section because I wanted to point out that the hairs near your face are often a lot finer and more brittle, and you don't need to have the heat on them quite as long, and they will still curl just fine because they're not as heat resistant typically. So where you might, like, let's say the whole curl normally takes you 10 seconds, that one you might only need to leave on for 7, or, you know, just kind of keep that in mind. But I'm just been repeating that same process over and over. And then any pieces that didn't take quite the way I wanted to, I let them cool and then I'll try again. Last section for this. So I just completed the last curl, and then I will use just a bit of hairspray. Now keep in mind you should part your hair before you start how you're going to want it, because you're not going to be able to brush it that first day after you curled it because you want it to stay. So I kind of did like a side part, and then I'm going to spray this part like back a little bit to like encourage my hair to stay like this. Just a little spritzing. And then sometimes I will like lift up a little bit and then try to get the underside. So I'm going to go out for the evening. I will check back in tomorrow. No hair brushing whatsoever, no finger brushing, no ponytails, nothing like that. I'll check back in tomorrow. Actually, the next morning, I am not like all made up yet, but I wanted to show you the hair. So this is 18 hours after, and I did sleep in it. I have not brushed it. I have not brushed my fingers through it. I've not applied any product, no more heat. I didn't even change my part. It's still kind of wonky. But these are the curls. So flat iron curls do hold up. They do work. I would credit a lot of it to the Living Proof products. Living Proof, that Prime Style Extender is really good. But I want to purchase more of that myself. But I just wanted to show you that later today, you know, I'm going out, so I'm going to brush through it a little bit. But I'm pretty pleased with the 18-hour. I'll show you before I leave for the night what it looks like. But last night when I went to sleep, all I did was when I laid on my back, I kind of like scrunched all the curls up like this, and then I laid down. So I didn't like lay on it like this flat so that it like straightened my hair. I kind of like encouraged it to stay on the curly side by sleeping on it like this. I kind of kept it bent. So that is it for now. I'll check back in a while. Alright guys, so this is the 24-hour check-in. The curls still look really good. I have gone ahead and brushed my fingers through them. Not a brush yet. I mean, it's not easy to get my hands through it, but I still think it looks really good for 24 hours and 1 overnight. I'm going to test it for 1 more overnight tonight and then show you what it looks like in the morning, but I still think it looks really good, especially for doing it with a flat iron. Alright guys, so I finished my makeup. I did film this green look. We're going out for St. Patrick's Day, but I wanted to show you the curls after I brushed them out. This is about, what, 28 hours, 29 hours since I first curled them. And they are really, really bouncy. And actually, I prefer them today than I did the first day. So next time I might take slightly smaller sections. I'm sorry, slightly larger sections so they're not quite as curly on day 1 because I prefer them on day 2. So I'm going to check in the morning and again once more tomorrow to show you how they look. But I am loving the amount of curl I have today, and I think it'll be even prettier when I brush them out again tomorrow, and they'll be more like that looser wave that people like these days. I like curls, but I know a lot of people like wavy hair, so let's go ahead and chat tomorrow. Alright, it is the next morning, so we are now like 36 hours or more, and my hair, after sleeping on it 2 times, is still super curly. Vlogging today, so we're like in my dining room, kitchen area, but yeah, I am very surprised how the hair is holding up. Still super duper curly, so I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.